It might be easier if you use a cutoff wheel. I shall not. What's up, everybody? So the Jeep. Lots of things went wrong with this project. Not only with the videos, but with the build itself. There was a bunch of parts on back order because it was still kind of COVID times. The client wanted his Jeep back, so I needed to hurry up. I needed to stop filming videos, and I needed to get going on the build. The fenders were being a nightmare. I didn't realize how bad the frame damage was until I took it in to get the rims changed and get everything aligned. And that was like one of the last things I did. So I was fighting the fenders. It took me 3-4 days to install the one fender, and it took me 30 minutes to install the other side. That should have been telltale that something was really off. We pulled the frame out a little bit. The whole frame on the driver's side shifted back 1/4 of an inch. And I didn't realize that until later. So I stopped filming with the fenders, and then I just focused on building the Jeep. And all in all, I had the Jeep for almost a year. And I said I could get it done quickly, but with the parts being back ordered and with all the damage, all the hidden damage, it took a long time. I mean, it came out great. He loved it when I delivered it to him, and I like it. I wish we would have put some bigger tires on it, maybe like a 1 or 2 inch lift, but the arms we put on don't have to be replaced for a lift. They're adjustable, so we can go to a 1 or 2 inch lift whenever he does get new tires, and that's kind of why we did that. So the other thing I didn't get to do, I was gonna do this huge, take the Jeep when it was done. I was on the way back, I was gonna take it to a big open field or old abandoned parking lot or something around New Orleans and do some drone 360s and show the whole thing, make it really cool. I didn't have time to do that. I didn't even have time to just get a 360 of it anywhere. Luckily, I got some B-roll of the parts, all the parts we installed after I washed the Jeep. So got good B-roll. I'll talk through that in just a second. But yeah, I didn't get to do the 360 that was in my head. That was gonna look really cool. Didn't get to do it. Had to give him the Jeep. Anyway, here is what the Jeep looked like when I got it. So it doesn't look like much. It looks like it just damaged the fender. There's no damage to the hood. There's no damage to the grille or the headlights. But the problem is all the damage is to the frame. I didn't realize how bad it was. And you can kind of see it with the frame rails, how they're kind of crooked there. So this is the before, and here is the after. As you can see, it looks completely different, but it's exactly what I was going for, and the client loves it. So let's do a rundown of everything that got installed. Starting off, we swapped out the stock headlights for some KC Gravity LED headlights, and also swapped out the chrome bezels for some great looking black bezels from Rugged Ridge. Just below, we installed the Fishbone off-road front winch bumper with built-in LEDs, with some KC Apollo 5-inch lights that I 3D printed some spacers to mount them underneath the bar instead of on top. We've also got a Factor 55 fairlead and some black D-rings to complete the look. On the corners, we've got the Smitty-built XRC tube fenders with the 3-inch flare, and I added some LED side marker lights that are wired in with the turn signals. We also upgraded the hood latches to aluminum hood latches from Rugged Ridge. And over the rear wheels, we have the matching Smitty-built XRC tube fender flares. In the back, we swapped out the stock tail lights for some Savvy Off-Road billet aluminum LED tail lights, and to install these, they offer a license plate relocator bracket that we also used. Since the license plate light is in the stock tail light, we installed a new license plate light made by Off-Road only. To match that angular look of the front bumper, we installed a Smitty-built XRC rear bumper with a built-in trailer hitch. With the tire mounted in the stock position on the door, it rubbed on the new bumper when we closed it, so we installed the XRC rear tire carrier as well. Moving the spare tire meant we had to move the third brake light too, so we installed this extended third brake light kit from Body Armor. When we took it in to get these Vision Manx 2 wheels mounted, that's when we found out how much the frame had actually been damaged. We got these rough country adjustable control arms to straighten everything back out. Since every Jeep needs a ton of lights, we added some more KC Apollo lights on some windshield brackets. Since the stock driving lights on these late model TJs are wired to a switch on the turn signal stock, I wired the LED driving lights that are in the bumper to this switch, but there was still a blank in the console where I put an early model fog light switch that I wired all the KC lights to. So all in all, I'm happy with it. He's happy with it. And it's a good foundation that we can build on later. We can put more lights the way I wired it, the way I set it up. We can put a winch on the front. He didn't want a winch right now because he's not going to use it. It's not going to be functional. Yeah, we can add stuff to it. It's a good foundation. It's a good platform. We can put a lift on it, small lift. You can go a little bit bigger tires. We can do up to a 2-inch without changing any suspension parts right now. So yeah, I think it turned out good, and he's really happy with it, and that's all that matters. So stay tuned for upcoming projects. We got a couple things on the Camaro. I got one project on the Audi that I'm gonna do. I've got one project on the BMW that I might do before I sell it, or I might just sell it as is. And then we have the whole Chevelle to build. And then of course we have the Go Little garage with the Legos, because it's getting cold. And I'm out here in a t-shirt right now and it's cold, so I'm gonna go back inside. I'll see you guys in the next one.